As soon as I saw Regigigas, I knew that it would be a great addition to the Arc Armarouge archetype. This is one of my favorite decks in recent memory. The last time I went to a regional tournament, I actually made day 2 with Arc Armarouge. Was really surprised that it performed so well, but when it's played correctly, it's a very, very powerful deck. Let's take a look at the deck list and let's explain how it works. We do have the 4-3 Arceus V V-Star line. You do really have to start Arceus V either in your active or draw into it with like a Nest Ball, Ultra Ball on your very first turn. Just like every other Arceus deck, if you don't have Arceus Energy on your first turn, you're going to have a bad time. You can kind of get around that a little bit with how Armarouge works. You could do the Magma Basin to the Armarouge or to another fire Pokemon, and then you could fire off the energy to the Arceus if you have a double turbo. That is a possibility, but it's really hard to depend on that. You really need Arceus with energy on your first turn. Otherwise, you're honestly just going to have a bad time. We do play the 3 Arceus V-Star. Just not enough room for the 4th Arceus V-Star. We had a matchup today against Dragapult where we prized 2 of our 3 Arceus V-Stars, and we benched a whole bunch of Arceus V because that's kind of the best attacker, outside of Regigigas, of course, against Dragapult. And we just weren't able to use them, and they were able to pick on the regular Arceus V. We have the 2-2 line of Charcadet Armarouge. We have the high HP Charcadet. Honestly, you could use any of the Charcadets that have 70 or 80 HP. I'd choose to use this one because if you start this in your active, you can get an additional energy in play. Single prize Pokemon in your active spot, and you're able to accelerate energy. If it gets knocked out, then you have those energy in the discard where you want them. The absolute star of this deck is the Armarouge with its ability Fire Off that allows you to move fire energies from your bench to your active Pokemon. They can go to any Pokemon. It does not have to be a fire Pokemon, which allows you to attach them to Arceus. It allows you to attach them to Regigigas, to Iron Hands. Just there's so many possibilities that you could do with Fire Off that sometimes it just completely catches your opponent off guard, and it's so much fun to play. Bonus, you very rarely, actually you never, I'm going to say never, you never lose to stall decks with this type of deck because they can't trap all of your attackers. They have, if you just play attackers that you can move energy to, they can never trap you because of Fire Off, which is so nice. In my win-in on my day 2 trip with Arc Armarouge at the last regional tournament I went to, my win-in game was against Snorlax Sol, and they had no shot. Absolutely no shot, and it was honestly a good feeling. The cool thing about Fire Off is it also works with Legacy Energy. The addition of Regigigas allows us to cut the max belt because you don't need to be able to hit up to 330 damage with your Hearthflame Ogerpon or your Radiant Heatran, and you can move it around. You can move it to the active spot when you need it. You can attach it to your Munkidori. We do play the Munkidori for damage, prize trade manipulations. This honestly is a prize trade manipulation deck. You can attach the Legacy Energy to the Munkidori, and then when you need it in your active spot, you just use Fire Off and put it into your active if you want to use Iron Hands, or if you just need another energy in play, or if you want to reduce the amount of prize cards your opponent takes when they take an active knockout against you. We do have the one Luminous Energy here. Let me move my face. We do play the one Luminous. The Luminous can also be used with Fire Off. It counts as a fire energy while it's being used as every other energy as well, just like the Legacy Energy. Allows us to use our Iron Hands and our Munkidori to their full effect. Delphox V, we have this in here just to kind of blow up our opponent's small board state. The reason why this deck does perform so well is because like Dragapult, Charizard, all of these, big stage 2 with high HP decks are in the format right now, and a lot of them aren't playing Manaphy, so sometimes you could just kind of win the match with Delphox. You can also clean up a lot of knockouts with Delphox. Pair it with Munkidori, you can take hits with your Arceus V-Star in the early game, just tank those hits, start moving the damage over with your Munkidori, and then in the late game, you can clean up a lot of prize cards with Delphox out of nowhere. Regigigas, it makes this deck work again, and it makes it so you can manipulate the prize trade with Legacy Energy. Just being able to knock out Dragapult and Charizard without having to worry about finding your max belt is so nice. I've honestly been considering cutting the Radiant Heatran for the Radiant Charizard because we no longer need to go over 250 damage in most matchups because of the prize trade manipulation and the possibility of moving damage with Munkidori. Radiant Charizard has been a very heavy consideration in this deck to replace the Radiant Heatran, but it wouldn't be Arc Armarouge without the Radiant Heatran. Raging Blast does absurd amounts of damage. You could do 400 damage with 6 damage counters on your Radiant Heatran. Magma Basin does put the damage counters in play, and where better to put them than somewhere where you will get additional damage. If you don't have access to your Regigigas, you do still have your Radiant Heatran to take big knockouts on those stage 2 Pokemon that you could otherwise struggle with. And that's the only reason I kind of keep it over the Radiant Charizard, but Radiant Charizard is, you know, definitely a possible card that I would love to add over the Radiant Heatran. You could also put in like a Blood Moon Ursaluna for kind of the same effect that Charizard has. The only problem is Blood Moon Ursaluna still gives up a prize card with Legacy Energy, where Radiant Charizard with a Legacy Energy does not give up a prize card, which is just crazy, crazy strong. Very, very consistent list. We play 4 Research, 4 Iono, 3 Boss. Just, you know, 3 of the strongest supporter cards in the entire game, so why not play as many of them as you possibly can? I wish we did have a 4th boss. We do like to go after the optimal targets. You like to go after Rotom, Lumineon for Amp You Very Much, for instance. You like to go after the easier targets and then kind of clean up with Regigigas if you have to. For Ultra Ball, for Nest Ball, you have to find Arceus on your first turn with an energy attachment. We do run 8 energy. If you wanted to add Blood Moon or Ursaluna, I would honestly just cut one of the fire energy, go down to 7 fire energy. I like having 8 fire energy because it allows you to just have, you know, just flood your board with Trinity Nova. Trinity Nova getting 3 energy onto another Arceus, and then just as you attack with it, just being able to pull all of your energy out. Just, it's so, so nice. Night Stretcher, be able to get back your Regigigas, your Armarouge. You know, you do discard things with Professor's Research occasionally, so you do have to get those back. I did consider playing Super Rod over the Night Stretcher, but sometimes it's just really nice to just grab it out of your discard pile. If they knock out the Regigigas, play the Night Stretcher, get the Regigigas back, put it on your bench, use your double turbos. That's why we do play 4 double turbos, because they're great pivot options. But use your double turbo to retreat out of the active spot, and then you can fire off 4 more energy to your Regigigas and have 2 back-to-back 330 damage attacks. It's definitely a possibility. I've done it in a few matches against Charizard decks. We do have the 2-2 line of Bidoof Bibarel. You just have to have some sort of draw engine. It's really, really nice whenever you don't have to worry about prizing these. If you play a 1-1 line, you will always, almost always, it feels like, prize one or the other, and then you just don't have it for the rest of the game, and then you have to rely on Research and Iono. Iono can be really, really tough for this deck without Bibarel, so you just have to play Bibarel. In your early game, you want to get Arceus V in play, you want to get Charcadet in play, you want to get your Bidoof in play. Those are like your main cards. You want to get Radiant Heatran down if you have Magma Basin. There's just so many cool plays you can make with this deck. Iron Hands, you move up the Legacy Energy, you move up the Luminous Energy, then you move up 3 Fire Energies. You're taking extra prize cards. You could take 3 prize cards off of like Squawkabilly and Lumineon. Just super, super busted. And then you're reducing the amount of prize cards that your opponent takes. There's just so many like niche, weird lines of play that you can make with this deck to offset the prize trade or just make it weird for your opponent. Like if they target down, you know, Bibarel with like Dusknoir, then they're giving you a free prize card. Then you're also reducing the amount of prize cards they can take. It gets really, really awkward because honestly, they just don't think about you playing Legacy Energy inside of Armarouge, and they're probably just not very used to playing this deck. The main thing about this deck is it will catch people off guard. They won't know how to play against it. And that's what makes it so fun. You can take huge knockouts with Regigigas. You can tank decks like Ancient Box with Arceus VSTAR. You can snipe with Delphox V. You could take, you know, additional prize cards with Iron Hands. It's just so much fun to play. The Munkidori moving damage over just makes the Arceus VSTAR's attack even better whenever you are attacking like a Rotom, for instance, or something else that has just over 180 HP. You can move damage with Adrenabrain to take that knockout and not allow Pheasantipity to activate. Go ahead and hop into some matches and we'll show you how this crazy deck works. I think we just attack with the Radiant Heatran because it is 1 less energy. It takes 4 energies to attack with Regigigas, only 3 to attack with the Radiant Heatran, and Genome Hacking really can't copy that. Let's go ahead and retreat. We have a Professor's Research for next turn. This is just setting up so well. But I think people underestimate this deck, honestly. Depending on what they play next turn, we may want to boss around and just play the Bibarel for our draw engine and save the Research for the following turn. Let's go ahead and do the 280 damage with Radiant Heatran, knocking out their Flareon EX. If they copy the Raging Blast attack with Genome Hacking, it'll do 0 damage. Armarouge, fantastic. Iono, fantastic. Strong cards. It is kind of sketchy only playing a 2-2 line of the Armarouge, but sometimes you just don't have a choice. Sometimes you have to play, you know, lower counts of cards and just kind of hope your opponent doesn't go after it. That is kind of the weakness of this deck, is that if they go after the Armarouge, it's really hard to set up these bigger attackers. But with the Arceus V Trinity Nova and Trinity Charge, you can still get energy in play to attack with your Arceus while you set the Armarouge back up in the background. Yeah, there's just a concession. And now we do have damage with our Arceus V that we can move with our Munkidori. We'll go ahead and move these energy over. And our opponent just concedes. I think once they, I don't know if they've ever seen that deck before. Once they realize that I could just move energy around, they're just like, nope, Not going to happen. I mean, we're 7-1. 7-1. Going to play 2 more games to see. We could end up 9-1 with this Arceus deck. Never thought that would happen in this day and age. Not going to lie, never thought Arc Arma would still be good this late into its life cycle. Let's see what we can do, though. I mean, we got 2 more matches. Let's see if we can pull off 2 more wins. Go 9-1, 90% win rate with Arc Armarouge. Just might take this to a League Cup this weekend just to catch some people off guard. Could be good. Could be good. All right. Our opponent won the coin flip. We've honestly had bad luck with the coin flips. Oh, they're letting us go first. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably means they play Bidoof. Hopefully we get a mulligan to see. All right. They get to see what we're playing, but we don't get to see what they're playing. That's unfortunate. All right. Do we start the Bidoof? Since they wanted to go second. I have a feeling it's a Bidoof deck and not a Raging Bolt. Bidoof. Bidoof, Bidoof. It is Bidoof. I'm glad we went first. Ooh, that would have been if that was a regular fire energy, that would have been amazing. All right. It's just, I don't like this hand. I don't like this hand at all because I want an Ultra Ball for a Charcadet, but I don't want to discard my Armarouge to do it, but I can't discard my VSTAR because we need that for the following turn. I think we just play like we don't have anything and kind of hope that they don't Iono us because this is actually a really, really good hand. Let's see what they do. Buddy Buddy Poffin, grab the 4 Seal Stone with the Buddy Buddy Poffin here off of Arvin. Surprise, surprise. Hopefully that means they're going to bench Rotom. Rotom is like just free prize cards in this matchup. 100% free prize cards. Please get the Rotom. Fantastic. Love to see it. They might grab another Buddy Buddy Poffin with the 4 Seal Stone. If they pop the 4 Seal Stone, it's going to be for another Poffin. They're going to get probably another Charmander and a Duskull, which is completely fine. Yep, Duskull Charmander. Just typical Charizard setup. Typical Charizard setup. Instant charge, which means they'll probably have Rare Candy, Pidgeot, Rare Candy, Charizard next turn, but it's not even that big of a deal, which is crazy. All right. Let's go ahead and dump these. I think we are going to dump the Armarouge. I didn't really want to do that, but I do want to grab the Bibarel. All right, we're going to research, and then we'll do our Starbirth for what we need. What the heck? Oh, I've never seen in the history of Professor's research this. That was terrible. That was so bad. They're going to counter catcher up the one Arceus that we put down, but that'll be okay. That's crazy. That is... I don't even have a response to that. That's insane. That's the craziest research, worst research I have ever seen. I'm really tempted to put down another Bibarel here. Yeah, we're going to put down another Bibarel. Because we're going to need to thin out our hand next turn. All right, we'll go ahead and Trinity Charge. I don't think we... Okay, we do have energy left in deck. We have so many in hand. If we would have prized any, we would be having a bad time. I'm going to put 1 on the active Arceus. I'm going to put 2 on the Arceus on the bench. We do want a couple more energies into our discard pile. Because they can get to a knockout here. They could pop a Dusclops with a Charizard, then we're just kind of having a bad time. But they definitely have Rare Candy, Pidgeot. They wouldn't put the Pidgey up if they didn't. All right, they're going to pop that. Hit the Arceus here, give us another prize card. Cool thing about this deck, it is kind of a prize card manipulation deck. So them doing that is actually good for us. Grabbing the TM Evo. TM Evo is a must-have in Charizard decks now. Especially if you're going second. There's Ultra Ball. Grab the Charizard. We do have a Regigigas play next turn. If we can get a hold of an Ultra Ball. After we evolve all of these, we should be in pretty good shape. Yeah, there's the Charizard. Honestly, not worried about Charizard at all. I'm more worried about how many of the Dusclops, Dusknoyers they get going here. Because they're going to be doing 240. They'll do 50 damage with this onto the active Arceus. Just depends on what they want to do here. Counter catcher. That's completely fine. Thank you. I will take that all day. We have another one in hand. All right. If we can get a hold of Regigigas here, might just be game over. There's a research. That helps. Do we grab back the other Bidoof? We do have 2 Night Stretchers. I don't think so. All right, let's go ahead and attach Fire Energy. Let's attach it to the Arceus V here. We're going to go ahead and... Do we research first, or do we barrel? We're only barreling for 1. I think we do the 1. It could be Legacy Energy. That would be really bad. We're going to research. Okay. We would have been fine, but that was really, really sketchy to do. I think we actually put down the Charcadet Bibarel here. And then we put the... They're gonna do... If they get Dusknoir, they're gonna take it out anyway. So let's just go ahead and put it there. But we'll have another Charcadet on the bench if they do. All right, retreat. Get rid of that double turbo energy. Bring up the Regigigas. We'll do fire off. We'll take the 3 from here. And the 1 from here. And we'll swing for 330 damage, taking out the Charizard EX. Bet they weren't expecting that at all. They do have another Charmander on their bench. We do have Boss's Orders and Iono in our hand. It's going to be kind of tough for them to do much about this. There's a Dusknoir. They're probably going to take out the Armarouge. That's what I would do. But then we do have Legacy Energy. Take out the Rotom for the win. If they use the Dusknoir here, we have Boss's Orders on the Rotom V because our Arceus V-Star will be doing 200 damage. There's an Iono. There goes our hand. That's unfortunate. We do have Bibarel, but we really wanted to honestly see and keep all those cards. Poffin. Hopefully they missed a piece here. That'd be really nice. We do have to get back probably the other Armarouge with our Night Stretcher that we have in hand. Yeah, they're going to take out this Armarouge here. They could take out the Bibarel, but that'd be really weird. I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. That's very, very weird. Completely fine, though. Completely fine. Quick search. Do they have a Charizard is the question. If they have Charizard, we might actually lose here. If they have Rare Candy Charizard and they take out the Gigas, we could lose, which is super unfortunate. Vacuum, get rid of the Magma Basin. Completely fine. I'm assuming this means they don't have the Charizard, which is good for us. We do need to shuffle our deck because all of our Boss's Orders are on the bottom of our deck. I think we kind of leave the Regigigas in the active and just keep attacking with it. Let's see. Nest Ball could grab. Don't think we have any. We don't really have a play here, do we? I think we just grab energy. I think we just grab energy. I think we grab, with Night Stretcher, we grab back the other Armarouge. Let's go ahead and play the Nest Ball. We're just kind of thinning out our deck here. We could have put Radiant Heatran in play. That would have probably been the better idea there. We'll put that down. That was a misplay. I definitely should have Nest Balled for the Radiant Heatran and then Magma Basin to that. But this should be fine as well. Yeah, let's just swing with Jewel Breaker. That could come back to bite us, but I feel like if we just get a Boss's Orders, we just win, right? That Iono hit us really hard, but we still have 4 Iono and 2 Research in our deck, so there's a good shot we could just kind of keep things going here. Them targeting down the Bibarel lines, I don't necessarily agree with. It is going to make it a little bit more difficult for me to do anything. The misplay with the Radiant Heatran might actually cost me the game. Let's see what they do here. There's Candy Charizard. Super Rod, probably putting back... Honestly, I don't know what they're going to put back, just like Charizard. Yeah, the Dusknoir line doesn't make any sense. You're just asking for me to... Hey, that actually helps, thank you. I appreciate the Roxanne. It's crazy to say that. Double Turbo is fantastic. That helps a lot. All right. I think we might attack with Armarouge here. Because they're gonna try and get another Charizard online. They could go after the Arceus. 5, 6, 7, 8. All of our fire energy is in play, so attacking with Arceus doesn't really matter. I think the play is to attack with Armarouge here. Or just win the game because of boss's orders. That works too. All right, we attached the double turbo. Retreat with the double turbo. We'll fire off the energy to the Arceus VSTAR. And we'll boss up the Rotom V. 2 prize liabilities in play. Not very good against Arceus VSTAR whenever it can do the 200 damage. If I could only do the 180, the Rotom would have been safe. But being able to move those fire energy around like that makes it just super easy to take advantage of those 2 prize liabilities in play. We are 8-1 with Arc Armarouge in 2025. This is crazy. All right, we finished 8-2. That last Dragapult matchup was really, really tough. I mean, what are the odds that they have Sparkling Crystal, Rare Candy, Dragapult, Energy, and Iono, and that's their exact hand. Just kind of got rolled by them having absolutely everything there. Went 8-2. We only lost against 1 Dragapult. We did prize 2 Arceus VSTAR in that Dragapult matchup, and I tried to put multiple Arceus Vs in play because it's just a good attacker in that matchup. So just overall, just wasn't a great plan because we didn't know the prizes at the time. Other than that, we had a really, really good time today with Arc Armarouge. It is still a viable deck. It is still extremely powerful. Just kind of sometimes has bad matchups against decks that get absolutely everything. But what doesn't lose to Dragapult whenever they have the perfect hand, right? Let me know what you guys think of this deck down in the comments. I will leave the deck list down below in the description. Make sure you check out this video right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.